turf yet again. Great result for Brighton earlier, beating Leeds 3-0. Danny Welbeck with his 6th of the season. What a great season he is having. Arsenal power on. Only way to describe it, really. Another clean sheet for them. Their first goal was a set piece. Victor Gyökeres got on the end of it. Declan Rice scored their second. Mateta once again on the score sheet for Palace as they beat Brentford 2-0. Fulham needed this one today. 3-0 victory over Wolves, who had Agbadou sent off in that game. Lovely finish from Harry Wilson, which you can see by scanning that QR code. It'll take you straight to the highlights on the Sky Sports app. We see all of the weekend's goals, including the 4 at the City Ground, in an entertaining game which saw Sean Dyche get his first point as the Forest boss. They had to fight from a goal down, 2-1 up with 2 goals early in the second half. Manchester United replied late on through Ahmad and that 1 goal for João Pedro, enough for victory in this derby in North London tonight. Liverpool Villa in action later this evening, and our live games across this weekend continue with West Ham Newcastle, City Bournemouth and Sunderland Everton on Monday night. So it leaves us looking like this, with most teams now having played 10, which is normally a time that well, we're told we can start paying particular attention to the Premier League table. It doesn't look pretty for Wolves, does it? Just like last season, still without a win, 10 played. West Ham in action tomorrow. Forest still in the bottom 3. Then the 2 promoted sides, Burnley and Leeds, just outside it. Fulham climbing today, they needed that. Now a 5-point gap for them and into the top half. What this does show you, with Spurs being booed off by their fans, they are still in 3rd place, and Chelsea have climbed up to 4th, but it's really so tight, isn't it, in the top half of the table. In fact, only 3 points from Bournemouth in 2nd and Liverpool in 10th right now. But Arsenal, as Jamie said, this outstanding team so far in the Premier League season, 7 points clear at the top. Really good night for the Blues, winning for the 3rd successive time at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadio. But player of the match, any dispute?
Absolutely not. World class. I go as far as to say right now, the best type in world football. Just absolutely phenomenal. The way that he covers ground, his desire, his quality on the ball, putting out fires for his team, chasing lost causes, strength on the ball, always making the right pass. I just thought he was magnificent today, and he's a dream. When you're playing as a defender and you've got someone like that just hoovering up in front of you and then adding quality like that, it's just a dream. An absolute dream. He took a little while to settle. Now I'm thinking he is one of the best. They've had Kante, Makelele, some of the best defensive midfield players at that club over the last few years. Daniel, would you say he's at 22, 23?
23 years of age now.
23. Yeah. Absolutely magnificent in every department. Now that's what you need. If you're going to go anywhere and you're going to win competitions, you need these types of players, Daniel.
Yeah, it's his birthday tomorrow, so it's a good celebration for him tonight.
I think he's going to be tired.
Oh yeah, yeah. You know, when you look at him and you see the talent this player has, the level he's reaching is where the money they paid for him. It matches up now. At the start, I think the first season, we were probably looking at him and thinking, OK, what's he going to be? Is he going to fulfil his potential? I think at this point in time, the realisation is he's close to the maximum level he could be. And he's only 20, he's going to be 24 tomorrow. So we're looking at a player who can still improve. He's been absolutely top drawer.
What is the talent that you talk about? Because obviously he can run. He can run all day and he can run at high intensity as well. So what has he added to that?
I think it's the confidence level. I think when you pay that kind of money for a player, the expectation is he's going to come in and hit the ground running. We've seen with the likes of Wirtz at Liverpool. Now the expectation is you come in with that kind of money, you've got to hit the ground running. I think it's taken him a bit of time to find his feet at Chelsea, understanding new teammates around, the expectations of the football club. And I think this season, we're seeing a man who's stepping onto the pitch, knowing what's expected of him, knowing he's capable. He's got the technical attributes that you need from a player. He can score a goal if he needs to score a goal. He breaks up the play. He's got absolutely everything. There's nothing I can point to go, you know what, you don't have that. And I think right now, every question that you can have towards him as a player and as a leader on the pitch, he's got the answer for.
And he's got that gift as well, Daniel. He goes and chases the ball. Most players now, they want to play when they've got it. When they haven't, and when Chelsea, at times, somebody gives it away, he's the first one to make that initial contact, to get after it. And it becomes a bit contagious then. And for the first goal, what he does is absolutely phenomenal, because he wins 3 really important challenges. It's just a world-class piece of play, and it probably tells you everything about him. I've not met him, I don't know him, but he just seems like such a selfless character. And I'm going to just show you one. His role in it is absolutely phenomenal. I'll just highlight him here. Got himself in a really good position. He knows that if that ball gets transferred, there's Kudus there, and he can make sure he's in a nice position. Anyone tries to slide that ball in, perfect. Then once, obviously, Spurs get caught with it, he goes and engages on Jed Spence. He wins that first challenge. But this is what I love the most now. Pedro Neto is about to play a ball into... And you can see João Pedro doesn't anticipate it. But look at the reaction of the difference between what João Pedro does and Pedro Neto does compared to Caicedo. The first thing he does is this. He's like, OK, I'm going to go and chase the ball. And I'm going to be an absolute dog. I'm going to go and win it back for my team. I might get a little bit of luck, and I'm going to show tremendous desire, and I'll slide that ball in. And that is absolutely world-class.
I'll tell you one thing as well. As the attacker in that moment who's been João Pedro and not done the run, the players you want to play with are guys like Caicedo who are going to do the dirty work, quote-unquote. João Pedro will get all the plaudits for this goal, and people will say, oh, yeah, he's got another 7 weeks, 8 weeks down the line. There's no stat for what Caicedo's done there. Maybe he's going to say it gets the assist, but it's more than just the assist. It's saying that the position he begun in, what Jamie has just shown us, to where he ended up and what he ended up doing. You even have to have the technical ability to be able to play the pass, to break it up, to have that tenacity. That's not an attribute that I'd say probably 90% of players in the Premier League don't have. To be able to do what he's done from where he was, to press, to win it back. OK, cool, my mate's done it. Some guys will retreat. He's gone, no, I'm going again.
I'm going again.
I'm going again. I'm going again. It just doesn't run out of energy, and I absolutely love that about
him. It's fantastic. And Kante was the same. They had that gift. And obviously he's not the biggest guy in the world, but he's got those long legs, and he's got this vital attribute that you can't teach, you can't buy. Desire.
Can we see it though from a perspective?
Really?
I want to see João Pedro first as well. I want to see him talk about the finish because
let's show that one again because the second angle is a bit more Spurs related. But let's Daniel from.
I love the way Daniel that he feels like he's got time in that situation when other people might really sort of lash out at that chance when it came.
Well, yes, we've talked about him not having many shots before the game and potentially being low on confidence, but this is a man who's composed, who's full of confidence. It seems. In those moments, some players would snatch at it. You know, it looks a very, very simple finish, which is what he's made it look and what it was for him. But not every player in these moments. Some guys, they go, I'm going to go first time.
And he just missed one before,
exactly. And that's it. You erase what happened before. You go, OK, that's happened, whatever. I'm going again. And I think here, so sure of himself, didn't rush it at all. He had all the time in the world, and it was a great finish.
But defensively from Spurs.
Honestly, it's as bad as it gets in every capacity. Jed Spence does himself no favours here. Once he gets the ball, he gets really lucky there, but then he thinks, you know what, I'm going to try and have a trick in my own half. Loses it again. Obviously, then Caicedo does it. This is a poor piece of play. It's not a great ball by Van der Ven. Xavi Simons leaves a really bad one back for him there. I just want to take that back, right? So you've got your two centre-backs. Kevin Danso's over here somewhere, and there's Mickey Van der Ven. You have to win this challenge. If you lose this challenge, you're going to cost your team. He's not strong enough. He's not aggressive enough. Really poor play by Mickey. You can see there, one player wants it more. Now, I'm going to highlight this guy. There, that's a great stop there. What kind of a challenge? That's a great stop there. What kind of a challenge or tackle is that? When you're trying to stop a goal for your team. I'll just take it back a little bit because it'll probably help us there. He has to come across. Of course, he's got a problem because João Pedro's behind him. But you've got to come full force. You've got to take him out and make sure you get the ball. The flip side of that, and of course he's reckless, but could you... And it's such a half-hearted challenge. Look, what is that? And then obviously a good piece of play. But there's your three out your back four, all making really poor mistakes. And I don't really like Jed Spence's reaction either. He walks back as well. Really poor from the back three.
I think the Mickey one is probably the worst of the three, to be honest, because he's almost tried to chop the attacker on the edge of the box, and it's like you trust yourself as you know, defenders these days. A lot of them are very technical on the ball, and he's a very, very good player, but chose the wrong moment against the wrong player to try a trick, and Caicedo's tenacity was too much for them. And
Spurs needed the first goal today, make no mistake. You could sense the crowd were edgy. Obviously, they had to make the substitution early in the game, and it backfired for him because Javi Simons looks a little bit lost, especially when he goes out to that left wing. It feels like he needs to play maybe centrally. They had no pace going forward, so that didn't really work, and they lost their rhythm, everything you probably worked on for the last couple of days. But it's been a really bad 4 days for them. Obviously, losing at Newcastle in the Cup, you want to win another Cup. I think it's really important for Thomas Frank. And then this awful home record, 3 wins in the last year, is obviously carrying on now, and it doesn't look like getting any better.
Very disappointing night for Spurs, punished by that Moises Caicedo. Big moment that for Enzo Maresca.
I thought he was going to say big moment there in terms of kicking a bottle, mate. I mean, yeah, he was absolutely buzzing. I think relieved too at the end of the game. You saw how happy he was with him and Reece James having a chat and talking about the performance. I think days like today are always going to make you feel good as a manager when, you suffered defeat, you got your back against the wall and there's question marks around everything. And he'll feel really good going home tonight.
Which is why you saw those celebrations that you did at the end. And João Pedro, the goal scorer, was right in the middle of them. And I'm delighted to say he's ready to talk to us live now from the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Congratulations, João, on the victory and on the goal as well. Judging by the celebrations, that one meant a lot to you and your teammates tonight.
Thank you. I think I needed on this goal because long time I don't score. And I think the team expect that from me. And I think today I could score and I'm very happy.
Were you starting to get a little bit worried, Joao, that the goals weren't coming too regularly for you?
No, I think I always want to help the team. Of course, with goals or assists, but first I need to play well. Because I think if I play well, the goal's going to come. The important thing is always to try to win games, and I'm very chill about the goals.
Joao, Mano, it's Daniel Sturridge here, my man. I would like to ask you talked about, in the first question, your goal, and you said you was very happy you needed that goal. Over the last few games, you've not had many shots even. How does it feel when you're on the pitch and you're going through that type of moment in comparison to tonight where you had many shots?
I think in my position, if you don't shoot, you get frustrated. But I think you need to not look just for yourself. I think you need to see if the others get a chance. And I'm kind of player, if I don't shoot, I'm going to create the space for the others. But like I said, if you Chelsea win, I will be happy. But of course, I always want to score. But sometimes not going to happen. Like you said, the last games I didn't shoot. But also I had problem. I think everyone knows that. Enzo said, the mister said, I stay out from the national team, but I'm getting better. I try to improve, and today I was happy to score. And like you said, today I had a lot of opportunities, but I missed. But if you see the other time I had the chance to shoot, I passed to Jamie. So I play for the team, and today you won. I score, and I'm happy always.
Joao, congratulations. Hopefully you've got a screen in front of you there. I just want to show you your goal. Did you give Moises Caicedo a big cuddle for what he did for you here today?
No, I said to him, I invite him to a dinner. He can choose the restaurant.
Talk us through your finish, though. He obviously does so well, but then your finish is really calm.
Yeah, for the first, I had a chance before, and I finished in the near post. In the second time I had the chance to score, I just tried to put over than him because I saw him in action, he dropped. So I say the next time I'm going to shoot on above of him, and I was happy to score.
And Joao, for you now, moving forward with the team, in those attacking moments, it's up to you and the attacking players to create goals. What do you think it's going to take for you guys to consistently create and score goals?
I think if you see the team, everyone have participate in the goals in the Premier League, in the Champions League as well. I think Enzo had 2 goals, Moises had 2 goals. I think we in front, we are very strong, but I think you're going to improve a lot until the end of the season. I think we need to keep like this, but you have to be more consistent to win games every week, and in the end, you can fight for something.
And do you prefer, Joao, to play as the number 9 like you did tonight, or sometimes play a little bit further back as the 10?
I just want to play. I want to be on the pitch always. But yeah, I think depends of the game. Sometimes I can play like a 10. Sometimes I can play like a 9, like today. I think I run a lot behind. I make difficult for the defenders. But when Cole play, I prefer to play like a 9 because they have a connection. He's gonna find me.
Well, then we'll see more goals and we'll see more of that celebration as well, Joao. We like that celebration.
My friend, I need to know why you do this celebration. Because I did in the studio. I did this in the studio. Now I need to see why you do this.
No, one day, in the time I was in Brighton, my friend, he texted me and he said, hey, you need to celebrate like this. So I started celebrating like this. And now I'm going to keep celebrating like this here and in Brazil.
Yeah, very good. Daniel enjoyed that. And just one more question. Did Moises say yes to dinner, and where are you going to take him?
Yeah, he said yes. I think we go to Novikov.
Oh,
Desio, my friend. Desio, you did this. They gave you a shout out, Desio. Much love and respect, brother.
So, yeah, I'm going to wait him to say which day he want to go, and you go.
Yeah, well, maybe not tonight, because everyone will be waiting there for you now.
No.
So, Joao, congratulations, and thank you so much for talking to us.
Thank you so much, guys. See you soon.
Good luck. I thought you turned into Del Boy there at one point. I
had to tell him because, sometimes the language, I had to see what time, I had to test the temperature and see what type of time he was on.
He's got a lovely energy about him as well, hasn't he?
What I really loved about that was he took it away from himself and he talked about the team. Players like him are special football players in that they understand their capabilities, but they also will say, I want my team to be better. I want to improve my teammates. And you can see the mentality of him like, hey, I can score goals, but I played to Jamie Gittins at the end, And
sometimes there's been a criticism of him of doing that a little bit too much in recent games, I think.
Because I think sometimes when you're used to being that type of guy, who's a team guy, who you make the right play. It's almost like in NBA, people can say, oh, LeBron James isn't a goal-getter all the time, but he makes the right play. That's what he chooses to do. And I think with him in these moments, it's saying, I can be selfish or I can be selfless. And I think in his style of play, when Cole plays, I'll play forward.
He can't wait to have Cole back.
When Cole plays, I'll play up front and I'll do that. But I have to be the guy who's going to create and help the team be better in the attack. And that's what I really love about him. He's got so much capabilities as a player. His technique is so good. And I really, really love his style.
Player. Six big chances Chelsea had tonight. So we said before that, 1-0 didn't really tell the full story. And we can show some of those moments. They might have had many more.
Yeah, this obviously was the one he was alluding to here. This is a good chance for him. He just tried to do the keeper with the eyes. Vicario, in fairness to him, if he'd not played, this would have been 4 or 5-0. He was that good today. Yeah. And he kept his team in the game, and they were hoping for that one moment. That's a really good piece of forward play there, just getting across Kevin Danso. This is another one. This is a great opportunity for them. I think this is the one when he slides him in, isn't it? Can't quite remember.
I think this is a Jamie Gittins chance, this one.
And that's what he's talking about, being, helping other players. He does really could have hit that with his left foot. He doesn't. Jamie Gittins obviously just leans back a little bit, but lots of good moments, especially for him. And I feel the fact that they got a red card, didn't they, to Liam Delap this week. But the manager, because he's been playing with an injury, he's been hardly trained. He's been on limited minutes because of the injuries he's had, and he just shows you need him, Daniel. That was a big chance for him.
If I'm him, I'm going home thinking I should have had a hattie tonight.
Yeah, of course.
Like there's some of those chances, man, if I could have had that one back. But it shows you he's in the right position.
But we see how quickly he's become so important for Chelsea. And yes, because Liam Delap picked up an injury because they let Nicholas Jackson leave. But he's the guy.
He's the man, and he's going to have to step up and give the team what they need, which is goals, creativity, which he's doing. But this is the first week. Today we've seen that he's had a lot of shots in one match. He struggled to even have shots or, be in moments to be able to do that. And I think as an attacker, it's important for your team to give you opportunities to be able to help the team win games. And right now he's the bona fide main man. There's not any pressure on him. Of course, Liam's out. So when Liam gets back, it will be intriguing to see whether the manager will go with both of them, whether he will drop Joao Pedro back, because as he said, he's flexible and he can go in any position.
And they create a lot of chances, didn't they? You know, if you look at Enzo Fernandez, the opportunities that he gets into, the good spaces that he gets into, and then you add into the mix, obviously, Cole Palmer, and you can see the smile on his face when he's thinking, when he comes back, because he sees the game differently. Everything slows down when he has the ball, and he plays the right pass at the right weight. So they've got a lot of qualities. Esteval as well is going to be a sensational player. So if you look at the chances, Garnacho was a bit critical before the game. He did some nice bits today as well. So I think from their perspective, they'll be delighted. There's a big 3 points for them today, and they're right in the mix.
I think lastly as well, clean sheet. You know, defensively, last week there was question marks.
Yeah.
There was question marks in the Sunderland game. Like, you know, you've conceded that goal late on. Today they were professional. The experience, you know, they were communicating with each other. They were ensuring that they go home. Because Spurs had moments towards the end. It looked like, the tide's changing a little bit here.
I didn't see that, you know.
Well,
I didn't see
you know, a little bit. Come on, we're not going to make out like they were just out there running around. I think that, for me, Chelsea's defence, they'll leave now thinking, okay, you know, we got to build on this now, clean sheet.
Let's hear from the Chelsea manager at this point, because this was quite a significant victory for him as well. Enzo Maresca now with Patrick Davison.
Well, Enzo, resilient, tough, organised. Was that a Chelsea performance that had almost everything?
Yeah, it was a good performance for sure. To come in this stadium against this team in this moment where they look very, very good, you need this kind of performance to get the 3 points.
How key was your out of possession work? How brave did you have to be with your press to give them the problems that you did?
Yeah, I think you have to be brave on the ball and off the ball. For sure, off the ball we were very, very good, but also on the ball we create many chances. And I think off the ball, even 2 games ago against Liverpool, I think the team was top off the ball. So just we won. We are very happy for us, for the fans, that it's a big derby, and we move on.
So how do you get the consistency now? You mentioned that Liverpool game, brilliant. You had the low a couple of weeks later of Sunderland, then the high of this day. Is that just a young team? Is that just the Premier League? How do you explain that?
I can't explain because I don't have the solution. When I don't know things, I prefer to say I don't know. I don't know if it's one thing or the other thing. For sure, in the moment that we are able to be to become consistency.
Consistent, yeah, that'll do.
I think we can be more close to the top.
You played with a lot of top midfielders. Obviously, you coached Man City. Moises Caicedo, key to the goal, key to the win today. How good is he?
He's top. He's in this moment. I think him with Rodri, they are the 2 best defensive midfielder probably in the world.
Yeah, I talked about the out possession work, and you mentioned how good were you on the ball as well today. Was it just the fact that you were only 1-0 up that frustrated you slightly and worried you slightly?
Yeah, because especially in England, everywhere, 1-0 is no finish. Anything can happen always. I think today we could have scored probably 1 or 2 more, and the game was 2-0, 3-0. Probably it's much more relaxed for us. But again, we are very happy. It's 1-0 away against Tottenham, clean sheet. So we are happy.
Yeah, there's a clean sheet. Really pleased you. You spoke before the game about maybe searching for a partnership in the centre of that defence. Maybe you stumbled on something today with Fofana coming back in.
Yeah, absolutely, yes. We said many times that West is top defenders for us. I don't know now, but before the game, we were the team in the Premier League with more goals. The problem is the goal we conceded, that there are too many, and we need to be defensively solid if we want to be there.
Yeah. 4th now, Enzo. Everything's right with the world again after last week's crisis. It's funny how it goes. But how do you stay, I don't know, like level and calm when it fluctuates like that? So, I mean, certainly from our side, I guess.
Yeah. To be honest, it's the first thing I said to the players after the game. I said we went from 11 to 4th after the game. It's a matter of maintain, balance. In the last 7 games, we won 6 and we lost 1 just against Sunderland. And everyone, was saying that something was wrong. For sure, there are things that we have to do better. But I think we are in the right path.
I mean, 6 wins from 7. Maybe consistency is not a problem.
Maybe.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well done.
Thank you very much.
Cheers.
Thank you
well
very
done.
much. Thank you.
Yeah, I think this season probably more than most. We have to resist snap judgments. This is probably a bit rich coming from me, but there we go. This
All
is
of us, we all do it.
This is Chelsea so far this season then. And those 10 results, 5 wins on the board, some difficult fixtures along the way, lots of London derbies already as well. Is on the right path enough right now?
Yeah, he's like I said before, he's building the blocks to and trying to find the rhythm. You know, the question that you got asked then about even just the defensive partnership is like when you're dealing with injuries within a squad, which all teams have to do, you're not able to get that rhythm and that consistency. So I think for him now, like he's talked about, he's got so many top young players that are maturing as the seasons and the games go by. And I think, you know, this is one performance that they can look at and be very, very proud of, because it was very professional, showed experience, showed a lot of composure. They were tenacious all over the pitch. And it could have been an easy one where the game starts and Tottenham's fans and the occasion and everything, you know, sort of makes them get a little bit, you know, antsy, a little bit like, oh, I'm not too sure. But they were so sure of themselves today. They performed amazing, and I'm looking at them. They can leave here thinking, you know what, boys, we got to keep doing this every week.
Yeah. And I suppose you know, in terms of the snap judgments, all we can really say is, are they better or worse than last season? We're 10 games in, but they're without Levi Colwill, and they've had a large chunk without Cole Palmer as well.
Like, imagine the start of the season, you're preparing, you've just won the Club World Cup, you're starting to think, OK, what's my best 11? And then your best central defender picks up a really horrendous cruciate ligament injury. They've never once complained. I've actually never heard him mention it. Then they've obviously Cole Palmer's picked up an injury, and then Delap's had an injury. So then you're having to manage minutes. You've got Caicedo that's having to play for injury a little bit as well. And João Pedro, got to keep changing the two centre backs. You know, I mentioned Fofana before the game. I thought he might be a bit of a weak link. He wasn't tonight. I thought he did exceptionally well alongside Chalobah. And when you think how things can change, Chalobah's a great example for anyone to just go, you know what, sometimes the grass isn't always greener. And he went to Palace, thought he might have to leave, be surplus requirements. Right now, he's probably their, you know, arguably their number one centre-back, and it's whoever plays alongside him. And it just shows you he's got the right mentality, he's done a good job. He's been at the club since he was sort of 6, 7 years of age. And you need those sort of types of players. So I still think they're a little bit away off from contending to win the Premier League, but I certainly think they're going in the right direction.
As Patrick said, after the crisis last week, everything is rosy in Chelsea's garden yet again.
A really frustrating one. How did you see it? What did you make of it?
Yeah, which is a fair point. I understand that. I think the fans started very well. I think they really I actually think they did everything they could to back the team throughout the game, in a game where we didn't perform well. We met a Chelsea team that was better than us on the day. Yeah, that's it, and we need to work hard to keep getting better. I would say clearly we couldn't match their energy and intensity. I think that was part of it today, unfortunately. Now it's get around it, get things right, and be ready for Tuesday.
If you ask, I think most people to sort of talk about the qualities of a Thomas Frank team, they would probably say energy and intensity. So does it really hurt you to not see that?
There's a lot. There's a lot of things that hurt me today. I think we create very, very little. I think never been managing a team that's created that little. So that's part of many things, and sometimes you can overanalyze too much. I think definitely we lacked the freshness today, unfortunately.
Was this home performance like other home performances we've seen, do you think, or did you see this as a separate thing, maybe?
I think we knew, of course. I know when we don't win home, this will be the narrative. I think, for example, the Villa game was a completely different game. I think we put a very competitive performance in. I don't think we did that today.
Losing Lucas Bergvall almost immediately, how much did that affect the game plan?
Of course, it's never perfect, but it's part of it, and we need to be able to manage it.
Javi Simmons came on and then came off again a little later. Is he maybe like some others in the league who've come from Germany, like struggling with the pace of it? Is he struggling for confidence?
No,
why is he finding it so difficult?
No, I mean, I think there's a couple of things. There was a reason why we started him on the bench. Of course, he just played two games with short turnaround, 90 minutes Wednesday night. So for him, it's not, of course, not that he can't play, but that extra freshness, energy, touches, decision making when it goes quick is part of also be physical, mentally fresh. So I don't think there's too much into that. I think that's just the way it is.
The crazy thing is, you're actually third in the Premier League. You've taken a team that were 17th last season into third, and yet to be in this stadium today with the atmosphere, it didn't feel like that. So how do you knit this together, Thomas? How do you get the home form in line with what you're doing away from home?
Yeah, I think we just need to keep working very, very hard on it. No doubt about that. I think it's clearly we are building something that need to add a lot of things, but there's something that's very good today. Unfortunately, it was not good, and we are very, very, how can you say, irritated and frustrated about that. But we just need to get head down and work and continue working.
In time, are you really confident that you can build a team that not just wins, but that this team, this group of supporters, really enjoy watching?
Yeah, I'm not in doubt.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Welcome back to Sport Lab. Chelsea have done it again. Another London derby victory. Joao Pedro's first half strike was enough to hand the Blues a gritty 1-0 win over Tottenham, as Spurs fell flat in front of their home fans. It's 6 wins in 7 now for Chelsea at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, pure dominance on enemy territory. Let's break down how Mauricio Pochettino's side outworked and outsmarted Tottenham from start to finish. Well, if you're a Spurs fan, you'll want to look away now. The game had been scrappy, tense, full of energy but short on quality, until disaster struck for Tottenham. A complete mix-up between Xavi Simons and Mickey van der Ven on the edge of their own box, chaos. Moses Caicedo pounces like a predator, wins the loose ball, and squares it to Joao Pedro. The Brazilian couldn't miss, 1 touch, 1 finish, and 1-0 Chelsea. That's his 3rd goal of the season, and it came gift-wrapped by Tottenham's defence. From there, Chelsea took control. They pressed higher, won duels, and created chances through Conor Gallagher and Cole Palmer. At half-time, the boos were already bubbling. Spurs just couldn't find rhythm. At the break, it was clear who wanted it more. Chelsea had energy, structure, and a plan. Tottenham, disjointed, passive, and struggling to keep the ball. Ange Postecoglou was forced into an early change with Lucas Bergvall coming off, another disruption in a first half Spurs will want to forget. If Chelsea had been more clinical, it could have been 3-0. Joao Pedro had another golden chance. Jamie Gittins, off the bench, went close too. But Tottenham, just 1 shot on target all game, and none in the second half. Despite throwing on Richarlison and Brennan Johnson, they barely laid a glove on Chelsea's defence. It was calm, composed game management from Pochettino's men. Axel Disasi and Levi Colwill were solid, while Caicedo, the man of the match, bossed the midfield battle from start to finish. This game was all about mindset and mistakes. Chelsea hunted in packs, pressing high, snapping into tackles, forcing errors. Tottenham, on the other hand, were far too casual playing out from the back. Caicedo epitomized the difference. Alert, aggressive, and decisive. His interception and assist summed up the gap in sharpness between the two sides. For Spurs, it's another worrying display. The tempo was slow, creativity was lacking, and key players looked flat. With just 1 shot on target and none after the break, it's their most toothless performance under Postecoglou this season. The boos at full-time said it all. 6 wins in 7 visits to Spurs. That's no coincidence. Chelsea look organised, confident, and clinical in big moments. Pochettino's rebuild is taking shape, and nights like this show just how far they've come since the start of the campaign. So, Chelsea take all 3 points in North London, thanks to Joao Pedro's cool finish and a midfield masterclass from Moses Caicedo. Tottenham's poor run continues, and questions are starting to mount. For the Blues, it's another step forward. For Spurs, it's back to the drawing board. What did you make of the game? Are Chelsea finally turning the corner under Pochettino? And can Spurs recover from another big setback? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring that bell * for more Premier League breakdowns right here on Sport Lab. I'm your name, and I'll see you in the next one.